Now, what's really happened to Mitsubishi? I think I made a video on that maybe a year ago or so, and I said that Mitsubishi has completely fallen off. They're using the same nameplates as they used to have back in the 90s, Eclipse adding cross to it, creating something very interesting that is not, has any resemblance to original sports car. But now we have a new Pajero here, or Montero, as as it called in other regions of the world. And I think Mitsubishi might actually be back because this is a very stately looking SUV, and we do have the renderings for it, and I think the renderings is very, very close to what the production model is going to look like. If not like completely 100% spot on, I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like it. Before we jump into Photoshop here and have a look at what Mitsubishi used to be back in the day, what they turned into, and now hopefully what they might be able to gain back when it comes to specifically, cool looking designs. We're gonna have a look at that in a minute. But first of all, let's have a look at this article from Car Scoops, and let's see what this Pajero is all about. So is this the next Pajero? Mitsubishi may finally be onto something. Fresh renderings attempt to decode the SUV's rugged styling and camouflage design cues. SUV looks production ready. I totally agree with that. It doesn't look like anything is too conceptual not to be put into production pretty soon, but reports about its platform remain conflicting and unclear. Now, speculations about the long-awaited return of the Pajero, also known as the Montero in some markets, with the latest spy shots as a reference. Digital artist The Audle, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Audle, I think so, or Theo Audle, has produced a set of renderings that attempt to visualize what the upcoming model might look like. And here you can see it, and this is definitely it looks like a production car to me. And this, if you look at the spy photos, which we're going to do in a minute here, you can see just how close these renderings are to the spy photos. The spy photos are not, heavily camouflaged. It's almost like they have a camouflage wrap on top of the bodywork, which means that is very, very close to being unveiled. So captured the prototype undergoing hot weather testing. The spies did, showing off its nearly production-ready bodywork and lighting setup. It carries a tall, square profile with an upright nose, stately nose, and proportions that echo traditional off-roaders. The front end features vertically stacked LED DRLs set beside a wide grille and a bold skid plate. You also have a very bold skid plate in the rear end that doubles as a diffuser. The rear end brings to mind the latest Nissan Patrol thanks to its vertical window connected LED taillights as well. I think it looks almost like a Nissan Armada when it comes to the proportions. It looks super boxy and super rugged. That is what we want to have in a big SUV like this. I'm not sure about the size here though, because I don't have any reference, but the sizing to me looks like a pretty big SUV. Same here, the like Armada size SUV. It could be smaller. I don't have any reference to be able to see exactly how big this is. So the new model could ride on Outlander's unibody platform. This to me looks 100% like a unibody SUV with this shape that we have, the boxiness, the ruggedness. It feels like this at least should be, sorry, not a unibody, a body on frame obviously, SUV, but I'm not sure if that is what they're going to go with. So some say it's going to be a unibody platform, others anticipate the more traditional ladder frame setup borrowed from the Nissan Patrol, and that is what I think it is going to be. So here you can see the early prototypes of the Pajero Sport. It looks completely different from what we have in the new spy photos here of the Pajero, not the Sport version. You can see this is a much more organic lines. In the front end graphics, you can see has this current Mitsubishi design language to it, and this looks like a unibody SUV compared to a body-on-frame SUV up here. So it would likely adopt the plug-in hybrid system producing 302 horsepower. A ladder frame chassis shared with a Triton would instead favor a 2.4-liter diesel with only 201 horsepower, but the torque is obviously going to be up there with electrification expected to join the mix later on. And you can see the spy photos, and if you look at these spy photos here, very cool trailer this one has as well. You can see the spy photos and renderings look like the rendering look like that is exactly what this is going to look like. We have a brand new face and design language for Mitsubishi with this model, and I am very excited to see that, because the last 10 years or so, 5 years, I have not been a fan whatsoever of any new Mitsubishi models. They just don't look good. There is nothing beautiful about them. Here, it actually looks proper, looks solid, looks very beautiful with this stately and boxy design that we're going to have. And this is what we want to see in big SUVs. At least me, I want to see them be, you know, off-road capable, because that is what, you know, to me, it just makes sense to have them be a little bit more rugged like this when you have this size of SUV. As a viewer of this channel, you get the best current deals and rebates on brand new wheels, tires, parts, and accessories for your vehicle at TireRack.com. Click the link in the description to learn more, and thanks for supporting the channel. So let's jump into Photoshop here, because there are a couple of things I want to show you. Going back to the heritage of Mitsubishi. I mean, they used to make such cool cars. We have the 90s Eclipse up here. This one, I do believe, being the GST, the turbo version. And this is classic melted cheese design here. There is just not a single sharp line or corner in this design. And this is typical, of course, for the era of car design. Everything was so smooth, so soft everywhere. You can see the headlight unit here just being essentially just an ellipse like this. That's how we're gonna do it. But still, it's a very cool car, and I still think it looks very nice and very sporty. I mean, if you lower it a little bit like this, maybe this is not lowered, but if you add some nice wheels onto this, lower it a little bit, it looks like a very, very cool design. And of course, manual, turbo, and all of that. And then we come into the peak. This, to me, is peak Mitsubishi. The Lancer Evo, I do believe this is a 6 Tommy Mäkinen edition. This is the coolest Mitsubishi ever made. I mean, essentially a rally car for the streets. We have this massive bumper in the front end that sticks out very far, big intakes, asymmetrical down here. Love to see it. We also have these functional air vents on the side, white rally wheels, and these graphics. This, I remember seeing this when I was walking home from school. I can't remember how old I was, just a kid, and it blew my mind when I saw this in real life, just driving past. I was like, what is, are we having a rally event here in my small town just outside of Stockholm in Sweden, or what is going on? And it actually showed up to his street race later on as well. So I saw it 2 times, but this is by far the coolest Mitsubishi has ever done, and it's so sad to see what Mitsubishi has become since they made cars like this. It just does not make sense. When you have a legacy like this, you want to build on it. Subaru took the early Impreza STIs, the rally cars of the same era, and they are still producing that car today, the WRX STI, even though it's nowhere near as cool as the original ones. And I wish Mitsubishi would have done the same. They did the Evo X, and that was the last Evo that they produced. But again, if you look at the Evo X compared to this, I mean, the Evo X feels like a lot tamer version than the Tommy Mäkinen edition Evo. Now, we do have the Evo here as well. This, I do believe, I could be wrong, it could be an Evo 7, maybe an Evo 8, but they still continued the Evo legacy pretty, I think, up until could it be 2010 or 2012 or something like that with the Evo 10? And this is also a very cool design and extremely fun to drive. All-wheel drive. Take this on a gravel road and have as much fun as you like. We still have the rally wheels here. You can see the big intercooler in the front end right here. And the thing is, what happened here? They took the Eclipse name and tried to revive it, but they did it in a completely messed up way, because they added cross to it. They call this the Eclipse Cross, a brand new design language that, I mean, the rear end of this is, I wouldn't give it any design awards, we can put it that way. On the front end with these chrome things going on right here. And the biggest issue is that they turned it into a generic, boring crossover SUV. If you're gonna create a car like this, don't taint the legacy of the nameplate Eclipse. Use a brand new name to come up with a brand new solution for what type of cars you want to produce today. So this is a complete fail for me. I'm not sure how many of these they sold, but they probably sold plenty of them, since it is just a regular crossover SUV, and people love to buy those no matter what they look like, it seems. Now, coming into the Pajero here and the rendering, so we do have the spy photos right here, and this is what I want to show you. If you look at the spy photos and the key graphics that we have in the front, we have a nice starting point right here. We have vertical LEDs stacked like this, headlight unit sitting, not a bumper headlight in this case, and it looks like we have a grille here properly placed and a separation of a bumper in the lower section with the skid plate coming up in the lower section as well. I mean, this looks proper. This looks really good. And I do think the rendering is extremely close to what the production version is going to look like, as we talked about, because all the features, we can still see all the key features of the Mitsubishi right here in the spy photos. You can see how it translates into the rendering right here from the auto. Now, looking at the key graphics here, beautifully done. We have a starting point up here, LEDs, headlight unit right here, stacked LEDs, and I do think it looks good in white with the black contrasting graphics for the grille. No more weird designs like this, a chrome bar that goes something like this that Mitsubishi has done pretty much every single model the last 5 years, and we have a nice skid plate in the lower section as well. I hope they come out with a more off-road rugged version of this. It would be very cool to see that, because looking at this design overall, I think it would 100% suit this design to have a Pro or X Pro like Kia has, for example, for their Tellurides and stuff like that. And then we have these nice lines in the side as well. I really like the styling of this design, and it makes me excited. Maybe if they get this out on the market, you know, an SUV, a good-looking SUV from Mitsubishi, and they start bringing in a little bit more revenue than they're maybe used to, maybe there is a chance that they're gonna use that revenue and think, hey, why don't we go back to our roots and build a proper Lancer Evo 11 or something like that, with the extra profit that comes in with a new SUV like this. That's at least that is what I hope is going to happen. Not entirely sure. Now, looking at the rear end, we do have a light bar here. Maybe it looks like we also have the same stacked LEDs that we have in the front end, but still, everything is exactly where you expect it to be. We have a interesting looking exhaust pipe sticking out here, looking like a drain pipe or something like that, but you still have the diffuser back here as it doubles as a skid plate. Again, you have a proper, looks to be a spare tire underneath there as well. Overall, I mean, this looks great. It's such a huge step forward from what I'm used to seeing from Mitsubishi and their design language. Looks to be a chamfer. You see this line right here, it actually looks like it has a massive chamfer going around the key graphics, and they did a great job with this rendering here to visualize all these small details that we see in the spy photos now coming back in the rendering here. And it looks like, I mean, to me, there's nothing about this design that looks like they need more time to work on this design. It looks like it's ready to just be put into production right now and you know, start selling this. I also like how this greenhouse has this upswing right here, a little bit of an up curve in this area, creating a bit more dynamic feel, and also pushes the vehicle forward. We have a nice sharp one single clear shoulder line that wraps in and goes into the LED. So we do have a line that wraps around the entire vehicle, because it is connecting to the front end graphics in the key graphics of the corner of the headlight right there. So very cool times for Mitsubishi. As I said, I hope this is going to look like this, first of all, when it comes out. I hope they're going to sell a lot of it. And last but not least, I hope they're going to use that revenue to bring back the Lancers of the old Mitsubishi in a new modern form, but still keeping it very, very raw.